Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the SH Figuarts Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters YAMI YUGI. This is something you guys asked me to review. I was never into Yu-Gi-Oh! And I really wanted to make like a running joke throughout the review where I kept referring to him as Yu-Gi-Oh! But because I showed the packaging, I couldn't do that and have it make any sense. So I apologize for those of you who like me to make fun of, not make fun of, but make jokes of, make light of characters I'm not familiar with, like on Naruto, for instance. I'm just gonna have to review it straight up. His name is YAMI YUGI, which is definitely the most intimidating name there ever was. No, but seriously, let's do a question of the day right now. Are you into Yu-Gi-Oh? And if so, explain. Because I tried Pokemon, I tried Digimon, I basically watched all the things. I never could get into Yu-Gi-Oh! I guess maybe because it was a show about somebody playing a card game, rather than there just being a card game about the same franchise as there's a show like for Pokemon or whatever. I just never got into it. I never got into his purple and yellow lightning hair and his like emo clothing. I don't know. I just never got into it. So let me know, what is it that you like about Yu-Gi-Oh! And what other IP did you like that came out at the same time, sort of deal. I'm just curious, you know, what the demo is for this. But you guys asked me to review it, so here it is. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. Alrighty, before we get into the figure, let's go ahead and take a look at my package. It's a big one this time, and it looks pretty nice. It's up there with their one-piece packaging. I think they did a good job here. It's funny that their Dragon Ball packaging is the blandest of all of them at this point. But it's nice looking with the patterning in the back and the cutout being non-uniform. I like that. The photos are pretty good. They have way more photography going on, way more photos rather than just the little tiny ones that we normally see. Yeah, this is a good package. It's one of their better stylings. If you're into packaging, you will probably enjoy it. Even the bottom, there you go. That's the back of his head. Even the bottom looks pretty nice. So yeah, this guy's in stock at Big Bad Toy Store. If you want to get one, I'll put a link in the description below. I think he's $100. I don't remember what I paid. I think he's $100, but he comes with some stuff, man, which is not typical for Bandai, so that's a pretty cool thing. So he stands to the top of his hair, 16 centimeters, to the top of his head, closer to like 13 and a half. That's going to make him roughly, we'll call it 5 1/4, and then 6 1/4, give or take. And here he is up against Darwin, just because we have to do that. And so there you go. Alright, so let's talk about this guy. First glance, looks pretty good. Looks like the source material as much as I can tell. Definitely looks like Mr. Yu-Gi-Oh! I can't do it. What's his name? YAMI YUGI. Looks like Yami or Yugi, depending on how you want to do that. I was pleased at first. When I first took this guy out of the package, my biggest gripe was this right here. There's a black schmutz inside the plastic of his hair. I can't scratch it out without carving it out, which is irritating. But the face looks really good, the silhouette looks pretty good, the sculpted jacket looks really good, which I don't understand, but it's a thing. Yeah, it looks nice. A little plasticky for the black and the blue, but not bad. The skin tones are pretty good. Like I said, the face is good. The hair is painted well enough. It's not great, especially for Bandai, but it's definitely fine. It's mostly good. There are some spots where it's like a little fuzzy around the edges. There's a little purple where it shouldn't be, but not bad at all. And then, like I said, the sculpt work is pretty good. And then I started handling the figure, and things like this started happening. Doesn't appear to be cracked. It just doesn't stay on. It's a thing. But yeah, he looks good. He looks pretty good. Like a little bit more paintwork would go a long way, as is usually the case. But especially by adding the necklace on there, it's a pretty good looking figure. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering more than normal. I haven't been sleeping. Again, big surprise. Yeah, it looks nice. So I'll give it like an 8.5 out of 10. It's a little plasticky, could use some paint, but it does look pretty nice. 8.5 out of 10 for the aesthetic. Now for accessories, this is the thing that really grinds my gears, because they're good. They're so good. And we can't get effect parts in most of their lines to save our lives. And this guy gets like the biggest effect part Bandai's ever put together inside a package. It's really trouble. We'll get to that. Okay, so for the faces, 5 total faces, I think they all look really good. No complaints there. I think they captured the style really, really well. It's nice. For hands, way more hands than you're going to use comfortably. Like, it's going to be probably annoying to pick out which ones you want to use and that kind of thing. Sometimes too many accessories is annoying, and I don't mean that in a, like, it's good. It's a good problem to have, but there's a lot. There's a ton of hands there. Then you get an alternate arm, so you can have the naked arm or the forearm with his Kamen Rider shooter thingy. I know it has something to do with cards. You stick the cards in the front and they go out on the whatever. It moves around the way it's supposed to. The main blade thing swivels around and the red thing spins and the cards fit in there and stuff. So it's a cool accessory to include. It's very nice. They really went all out on this guy in terms of accessories. And you do get the deck of cards to jam in there if you want to. And then the blast effect that I mentioned. What the heck? It's a 3-piece blast effect with a stand in all kinds of different colors. And it's big and fancy and nice looking. And that's what she said. But also, why don't we get this with Dragon Ball? We've gotten like 3 Kamehamehas and a Destructo disc in the entire line. I know it's more than that, I'm joking, but practically speaking, where are the Dragon Ball effect parts? This is awesome, and we can't get any for Dragon Ball. The guy's known for it. What the heck? So accessory-wise, this guy's missing a display stand. Otherwise, it's basically all you could possibly want, other than having like a blue-eyed white dragon would be a good accessory for him. But they made those in the Monster Arts line, so 9.5 out of 10 for accessories. Really, really nicely done. You could also count his necklace if you want, and you can also count his jacket, which is supposed to be removable, so we're going to test it out. Now, I'll tell you, every time I've handled this figure, this part falls off easily. Okay, that's not the removal. I mean, it is clearly removable, but they say you can remove this part. So we're going to try it for the first... Let's do this first. We're going to try it for the first time together, because I want you guys to see the experience. It's supposed to come off. Does it come off comfortably? Come on, come on. I don't feel like it's breaking or anything, but it doesn't want to go. There we go. Okay, that wasn't bad. Maybe a little bit of a nuisance, but certainly not bad. Alright, but this one... This part here is definitely a pain in the butt, because as I'm handling the figure, there's almost no retention on that little pin, so the collar ends up staying on the figure and the rest falls off. Very irritating. And frankly, I don't know how much you're going to be posing it on that. But you do get that ball hinge in the middle to allow for the entire jacket to hinge, separate from the collar. So there's that. And then you get ball hinges for this... Well, you can see them. for the side parts of the jacket, you get the ball hinges. It'll definitely get the job done. I'm guessing most people aren't going to mess with it too much because there's not too much to do with it anyway, so I would just leave it alone. Frankly, it's already all windswept and everything. Alright, we're going to take this away too. There's his necklace, and we're not going to use that. Let's put the head back on carefully with his lightning hair. Oh, while we have it out, I'll show you. They do still know how to do double ball pegs. I mean, more or less, it's a weird, skinny double ball peg, but it works, and the neck is on a peg too, a ball peg, but his choker is in the way. That's what you get for wearing a choker that looks like a belt. Oh man, oh, his face is coming off. Tell me he's not a Goku situation. I didn't have the face fall off before. There we go. Alright, I think he's okay. Be careful with this, though. This is very breakable. Ooh, that is scary. These yellow parts are rigid. That's like handling the Gundam's V-fins. Be careful. Very, very fragile plastic. Alright, so yeah, double ball peg. His head will move around nicely. The neck not so much because of the necklace, but otherwise it's good. For the arms, it's not... I think for somebody this skinny, it's probably okay, but I feel like they overdid it with making the sleeve so ovular. They could have easily adjusted that down to be a little bit more circular, and you probably would have been able to pose it a little better. But it rotates around in the weirdest way. Brighten it up for you. That's not good. Having it so oblong makes it not work as well as it should. You'll be able to use it, but it's definitely weird. Don't like that so much. But the shoulder itself does work. He can raise his arm up. He can pose, but yeah, that's not a good design choice right there. That's really, really bad. So there's that. Bicep swivel is fine. Double jointed elbow works fine. Wrists are on little ball hinges. That's fine. For the torso, he's pretty skinny and tubular. Should work. Doesn't work that well. It works well enough. I know he's not like Spider-Man or anything, but there's no reason it wouldn't have better range. Very limited range going forward. I don't get that. Side to side, also incredibly limited. For the body shape, he should have been just a giant bendy noodle, and he barely moves at all. Floating belt is floaty. Now for the hips. Oh, God. Okay, so the funny thing is, when I first took this guy out, this leg kept falling off, so I was like, well, okay, fine, I'll try this leg, and then it fell off at the other joint. It's super frustrating. It's just a ball peg that holds the leg on. They've done this before in Dragon Ball and all kinds of other figures. But the fact that you can't pose it without it falling apart is really a something. That's as far out as it goes on the hinge. If you can keep it from falling apart. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And then bringing the leg forward. It's fighting me. It's like actually pushing itself back down. So that's as far forward as the leg can go. And you get obviously a thigh swivel on that little ball peg, but the legs fall apart at the slightest glance. Alright, the knees work alright, no real issue there, single jointed knee, it's fine. And then for the feet, not the best range, pretty limited considering the open pants, the bell bottoms. Ankle rocker is okay, toe hinge is acceptable. So yeah, his legs fall off like you wouldn't believe. And it can't just be mine, because it's two separate joints. So I guess we'll see. Is this guy, where's this guy made? Oh no, guys, maybe it's true, maybe it's back to being a thing. I swear, for a while, the Chinese factory and the Vietnamese factory seemed like they were neck and neck in terms of quality, which isn't really good for the Chinese factory, but the more Vietnamese stuff lately that falls apart, the worse it looks for them. And this guy has a lot of problems with his hips and legs. So, yeah, he doesn't pose very well. His articulation's gonna get a 6 out of 10. It's bad. The shoulder area is bad, the legs fall apart, the jacket falls apart. Doesn't pose very well for being a super lanky, skinny guy, so that kind of sucks. But now it's time for the final verdict on this release. Is it a really, really good figure? No. Is it a good enough figure for people who... Oh, that's going to be annoying. Did I get it? I didn't get it. Is it going to be a good enough figure for people who really, really wanted a YAMI YUGI figure that isn't Revoltech? Probably, I guess, if you don't want to handle it, but it's super unpleasant to handle with everything falling off. And it doesn't pose well. But if you can get him into a singular pose that you like a whole bunch, it looks good. So it really just comes down to what you are looking for objectively, without any personal like, oh, I'm just going to pose it once and not touch it, or I really need it to pose or whatever. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 just because it comes with a ton of stuff and looks good enough. It balances out. But if you want to handle this guy a lot, it's not for you. It's going to be unpleasant. If you want to pose him once with some accessories that look cool, then you're probably going to be okay with it. So you'll have to decide for yourself. But QC issues aside, it's pretty nice, I would say. And so I will leave it at that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, but I'll be done there. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.